What's the good word, ladies and gentlemen? Snap-on Mark coming at you here. I got a neat one today. A buddy of mine asked me to take a peek at his FL720 Snap-on ratchet. Said it wasn't working up to par anymore. I went ahead and ordered a rebuild kit for it. These are real common ratchets, real common design for a long time, so I figured maybe it would help some people out. Maybe you got one laying in your box that needs a rebuild, and I'll go over it real quick with you. First thing you're going to want to do is pop out the two screws. I've already done that. That's pretty easy. And then you're going to want to pull the gear and the faceplate out. And when I did that on this one, it was pretty obvious what was going on. It's got a gear stripped off of it, and I don't know how well it'll zoom in here, but you can see someone probably threw a cheater bar on there. It wiped the tooth all the way out. So no big deal. Okay, undoubtedly the most frustrating aspect of putting these style back together is the spring with the BB. Snap-on made it a little bit easier because they put bullet style nose on a spring already installed, so you don't have to worry about the BB falling out, but you still have to compress it. What I did was I grabbed some tweezers, made a 90-degree angle, ground it smooth, and that allows you, of course it'll never work, but push it down flush like that. And then just grab your pawl and press the pawl in and install it. And then you should be able to just slide those right out. Okay, this step is always the most nerve-wracking to me because you only get one shot at it. You push the pin through the switch. Make sure the switch is in the right direction so you can switch it back when you have to. And they already drilled a little hole in the end, so it's supposed to be easier to peen. Make sure you have a nice flat spot. I use this vise to back it up against. And then give it a little tappy. And good. I got the ratchet all cleaned up and ready for reassembly. This model comes with a little dust cap there. It's kind of neat looking. They always have a little arrow on the back of them to let you know which way is up. So when you're putting it together, you can try to keep it straight. That just drops right in, faces out. Make sure it sits flush. And then there's a bushing. And the bushing is beveled one way. And so you can't really put it in wrong. It just drops right down in there. Once again, make sure that's flush. All right, I got it all super lubed up. And one last quick tip: a lot of guys will use an old socket to pound the bushing and the dust cap in. Just use the old gear wheel out of the ratchet, and that'll make sure it's perfectly square, and you won't have any issues. So I just got to throw the old cover plate back on here, and that goes on flush. And I'll toss those screws in. But boy, she's looking good, clicking good. And I bet you'll probably work for another 45 years.